Governor Maharashtra, Sri K. Shankar Narayan, Chief Minister, Sri Prithviraj Javan, Union Agriculture Minister, Sri Sharad Pawar, Deputy Chief Minister, Sri Ajit Pawar, Sri Harish Chandra Patil, Mayor, Sri Jitendra Awad, Member Legislative Assemblies, distinguished guests, participants. It's indeed a privilege for me to be present amidst you this morning to participate in a very noble task of unveiling the statue of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj created a new state, but he conceptualized an united India, unified India in those days. In history, there are some moments which may be considered as the turning points in history. One such moment was when, after winning the Battle of Kalinga, Emperor Ashoka decided no more violence, no more killing, no more conquest. And Emperor Ashoka was converted into missionary Ashoka. Similar moment came in 1674 when Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj was coronated at Raigad, which was his capital. In the days of the 17th century, he had to challenge the mighty Mughal Empire, whose kingdom rule was extended from the border of Iran, including whole of Afghanistan, to the then Pragjotishpur, now Assam, and to the farther Deccan. Such a vast, mighty empire, powerful ruler, gallant army. But what Shivaji recognized and realized, that this rule is simply based on power and strength, not on the support of people. It is divorced from people. So he revolted against that. And he formed his army, not from the traditional warrior classes in those days. He formed his party, he formed his army from the hard-working peasants. The quality of a leader is to create persons, is to have comrades, colleagues, who will be totally committed to the leadership and will follow. There is a story in history. Once a French general, not French general, once a Russian general asked Napoleon that how is it your soldiers are so disciplined? That's why even losing a battle in the first half of the day, you can win the battle in the second half. How is it? He said, I will ask you. I will reply your question. You do one thing. You ask any of your soldiers to come and jump from this top of this mountain. They were sitting on a mountain top. The Russian soldier replied to his general, "Sir, jumping from here is your death." But Napoleon soldier, when he asked him, "Jump from here," he was about to jump. Napoleon caught hold of him and saved his life. And he said, that is the difference. They are not to ask question. They are not to raise doubts. They are to follow because they have total faith, total commitment on their leader. And the significance, to my mind, of Shivaji's reign is not that he created a mighty race who dominated the Indian political scenario for more than 100 years. Contribution and significance of Shivaji's reign. That's why it is described as a turning point in history. He instilled the sense of self-respect in his subjects. His perception was, good government is no substitute of independence, of sovereignty. Good governance is needed, but what is needed? Cooperation of the subjects, cooperation of the people. During his entire reign, the basic principles which he followed, which may be traced in the concept of a rule of dharma, certain basic principles was the keystone of his administration. Tolerance. Tolerance for all views. Discipline. Respect for women. Self-restraint. Dedication and commitment to duty. These were the fundamental principles of his rule. As a result of which, without having any formal military training, having any formal education as such, he could be considered in the history as one of the greatest strategists, greatest generals, greatest ruler the history has ever produced. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, Sir Jaduvanath Sarkar, the famous historian and authority in the medieval India, that authoritative historian has described his reign, that every principle of Shivaji followed in his rule, in his administrations, can be followed, can be adopted today without any change. The concept of secularism in those days, in Kollam he established his navy, and the charge responsibility of the navy was given to a Muslim commander. He believed there cannot be any discrimination while administering justice, while providing a rule of law between religion, race, caste. His respect for women is exemplified by a simple fact that after the raid of Kollam, his general commander, Abji Sondev, caught hold of the beautiful daughter-in-law of Bijapur governor, Muhammad Ali. Those days it was the practice that all the wealth, including the women, including the men who will be captured, will be considered as the booty which are to be presented to the ruler or to be shared by the victorious soldiers. That was the practice. In history of Rome we find it, in history of medieval Europe we find it, in history of Asia we find it, and in India there was no exception. It was the practice, it was the rule. But Shivaji sternly warned his commander and said, henceforth, no women will be captured. He addressed that young girl as his mother and sent her with honor, wrote a letter to his father, her father, that she is totally innocent. I apologize to you for this act of misadventure by my commander. Such a man, as I mentioned, that he had no formal education. He had not even a formal military training. But how he could visualize, which many contemporary rulers did not visualize, that India having such a vast coastline, it is not necessary that our invaders, our foreign aggressors will always come from the Khyber Pass, up to now as it has happened from the land route. Our coastlines are to be protected. The only Indian ruler who recognized it. As a strategist, who is our lives? Three persons had tremendous influence in shaping the ideas and conceptions of Shivaji Maharaj. First was her mother, Jijabai. And perhaps sometimes many wonder, many historians said, unless there was a mother like Jijabai, perhaps Shivaji could not have been born. It is true. Sant Tukaram and his Guru Ramdas, who in those days had the guts to say that my Angavastram, my scarf would be your flag. It is the symbol of sacrifice. It is the symbol of not enjoyment, but a renunciation. Have this as the symbol. And Shivaji accepted that. Guru Ramdas, Sant Tukaram, and Mother Jijabai influenced the young mind and taught what is all basically the fundamental principles of an ideal ruler in our concept. Swami Vivekananda, while commenting on Shivaji, said that when I turn the pages of history, after turning the pages of history, a question comes to my mind. Can you give me one example of a ruler like Shivaji, totally devoted and committed to his people, and his subjects are totally committed to him? It is unparalleled in the history. Poet Rabindranath Tagore, many years after, when Lokmanya Tilak started Shivaji Utsav, to awaken the national spirit, it was observed with great fanfare. At that point of time, Tagore wrote a beautiful poem that many years ago you thought of unifying India. We, in the eastern part in Bengal, poet is lamenting that we did not respond to your call. We did not come out of our home, leaving our comforts in life, to respond to your clarion call of unifying India and creating an India based on piety, based on Dhammo. Rather, he lamented that we made the mistake. And because of our mistake, because betrayal of a section of our people, a merchant company could become the ruler of this country and impose dark rule of 190 years, British colonial rule. In beautiful Bengali words he has said, বঙ্গতার আপনার গঙ্গদকে অভিষিক্ত করি নীল চুপে চুপে পোহালে সর্বরি বণিকের মানদণ্ড দেখা দিল রাজদণ্ড রূপে. Bengal betrayed in the sacred waters of Ganges. The mercantile East India Company was blessed to ascend the throne, and as a result, we had to suffer for long period. If we would have responded to your call in those days, a new India, a new nation in India perhaps might have been created. That was his tribute to Chhatrapati Shivaji on Shivaji Utsav Day. I am indeed grateful to the organizers, to Chief Minister, to Sharad Pawarji, and to all concerned for inviting me to share this noble function of installing the statue of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. I pay my most deep obeisance to this great ruler and great son of India, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I am sorry everybody spoke in Marathi, but I could not. I am sincerely sorry for that. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Jai Hind.